I open up my heart. I open up my heart.
Thank you. And welcome everybody to this Center for Conscious Living and our celebration today. I am deeply grateful for each and every one of you. I know and feel that as each person joins this field that we create, that it is something that is beautiful and filled with love and support for one another and for everyone. So welcome. You know, there are practitioners who we call it holding the high watch, but I think it's something we all do. Today, Reverend Marlene Volper is our second practitioner. She'll be taking prayer requests and sending it out to the practitioners at the end of service and during the week. Reverend Al Bennett is our third practitioner. Kathy Miller is our pastoral support and putting things up in the chat. And Reverend Michael Rogers is our first practitioner, and I'll ask him to do our opening invocation.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this beautiful day, this day that the Lord has created. So I'm going to ask you to all just center into your heart and just breathe there, knowing it is the one heart of the Almighty that lives and breathes each one of us present into our wholeness, into the magnificent grace that life has afforded us. This truth of living in the allness and in the wholeness, and manifesting and demonstrating good and greater good. Knowing life is a blessing, a miracle of grace and glorious demonstrations. And we're part of that as it lives and breathes us into such magnificent, glorious love and light. So I give thanks and praise for each and every person that has joined us today, knowing that you're a part of this spiritual community and that you're a part of this streaming and of love and grace and the magnificent truths and wholeness of the divine. And we are blessed by your presence. And we give thanks for Reverend Dr. Carol Lawson, the founding minister and spiritual director of the Center for Conscious Living. And her message for us today as Spirit comes through and just delivers it, such a beautiful and uplifting message. We give thanks for all the practitioners and ministers that are holding the high watch, creating this cathedral of grace and love that just holds everything in divine grace. Knowing that we are all whole, perfect, and complete in the heart and mind of the Creator. For this beautiful day, we honor Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and all the human and civil rights for every human being upon this planet. Knowing we are all divine, we're all held sacred in the heart and mind of the Creator. And for this new time, for our country, we just resonate in safety and blessings. We ask for peace, and I claim it right here and right now for everyone in this planet and in this country. Let peace reign in the heart and mind of all creation. Let peace show us the way. And let us just resonate in that bountiful and unlimited blessings. Knowing this is all done and already true in the heart and mind of the Creator, we affirm it by saying, and so it is.
So it is. Thank you, Reverend Michael. And now the beautiful and brilliant Dodie.
Beautiful and brilliant. Thank you very much. Sing a song of jubilee.
for our hearts have been set free. The gift of love within us dwells, and all is good. Learning love and how to live. Peace and joy are yours to give. The gift of vision now is yours. Go forth and see. Here I am, Lord. It is I, Lord. Let me be a mirror of your love. I will go, Lord, where you lead me. I reflect your love in all the world. How better to show gratitude and share my love in serving you. I lay my life before you now. You guide me through. Let me be your song so sweet. Let me be your hands and feet. I open up my heart and mind. The rest is you. Here I am, Lord. It is I, Lord. Let me be a mirror of your love. I will go, Lord, where you lead me. I reflect your love in all the world. Here I am, Lord. It is I, Lord. Let me be a mirror of your love. I will go, Lord, where you lead me. I reflect your love in all the world.
Thank you, Lou. That was a special request. It's one of my favorite songs, but it may not be a good sign if I start off crying. So, but some of those verses were written by Lou and his lovely wife, Susan Doty. It's her birthday today. So how beautiful that we're celebrating that and hearing this song. And I'm reminded of my own installation and ordination in the story of the light and using the little glass mirror to reflect. So thank you. And now we have our inspirational reading with Reverend Michael.
Thank you, Lou. I so appreciate your music and your humor. Today's reading is from 365 Year Daily Wisdom with Dr. Ernest Holmes. It is page 21, and it's titled, Good is Forever My Experience. Realizing that we are all in the midst of an ever-present good and believing that there is a law that brings everything of its nature into our lives. We should learn to think and act as though every wrong condition of yesterday were converted into something new and better today. I believe that all the mistakes I have ever made are swallowed up in a love, in a peace, and in a life greater than I am. Therefore, I surrender all past mistakes into the keeping of the ever-present and ever-perfect life. I affirm the love is guiding me into a real and deep cooperation with life and into a sincere affection for everyone. Today is a fresh beginning, a new start, a joyous adventure on the pathway of eternal progress. Today is bright with hope and happy with fulfillment. Therefore, I affirm that this is the day that God has made, that it is a good day, and that I find fulfillment in it. The law of mind responds to this word of good, makes everything in my life simple, effective, and whole. The action of wisdom through me arranges every circumstances so that success and happiness will come from it. I express the spirit within so that only love and confidence goes out to everyone I meet, blessing everything I touch and bringing peace and comfort and joy to my world. In every thought, in every deed, in every act, I am sustained by an infinite power and guided gently into an increased good for myself and others. Please join me in reading today's affirmation. It'll be in your chat. I rejoice in knowing that the invisible power of life guides me into a world of powerful expansion. Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Michael. So I'm calling this the State of the Union talk. Certainly politics or the state of our republic, the consciousness of our country and all the challenges facing us these days is on most everybody's mind. I thought as I spent a little too much time watching TV and various news programs trying to see the different perspectives. What could I say? What can I do to bring to this community to uplift, to inspire, to help us calm emotions so that we can be the gift of peace that we want to see in the outer world? And I think that for me, that's come down to reminding us that the State of the Union is about our union with the divine, with God or Krishna or Buddha or Source or whatever word you want to use that points toward this allness, this love, and that's what really matters. And it's the only thing that we really have control over. We need to heal our own sense of separation so we can truly be the peace and be guided by the wisdom that is so needed these days. I'm remembering someone talking about if one person in a choir hits the notes really true and holds that everyone can then come into harmony with it. This is not my experience since nobody would let me into the choir other than the wonderful thing we do here on Zoom. But I think our task is to exactly do this. Hold the highest truth that we know, align with the divine, hold that note of peace. When you start a work like this Center for Conscious Living, you're considered the founding minister. And I'll always be that, but this is going to be my last kind of official talk before I give up the senior minister or spiritual director and follow as God leads me, as the song says. And before January 6th, I thought I might talk a bit about this journey over this almost 30 years and all the love and the caring that I feel for all of you and some of the highlights of the community, the miracles and the interesting movement from the difficult work of making things come together to realizing it's been part of God's plan and God's doing all the work anyway, all along. We've had some amazing people visit our community, each person that joins, and then I realize an immense blessing that I have and feel for being really friends with most of these people that have come. Jean Houston, Don Miguel Ruiz, Judith Orloff, Autumn Carr in our concert in Philadelphia. Brooke Still, remember the still, that's for me, people say. Regina Dawn Akers, who came more recently, Dr. Rick Moss with his clearings. And I've invited him to come again next week so that whatever unfolds during the week, we can do the personal clearings that we need to do to continue to be that peace. Dr. Martha Creek with her wisdom, Mukesh Anand, our healer from India, still doing meditations, Mystic Mary Reed, who's been here several times, and almost from the beginning, our dear friend, a Sri Lankan Buddhist monk, Bhante Wimala. All of these brilliant beings of light have been attracted to our light and have come to remind us of the love that is the truth of all of us. And all of it has been in line with the vision that we hold here about transforming or helping or leading or being a part of the transformation of the planet through transforming individuals. We do that by coming into alignment with the divine. So we've had, 10th anniversary parties and 20th anniversary parties and 25th anniversary gala and concerts and raffles and fundraisers and junior church bake sales and group meetings and volunteers sharing themselves. And so many small acts of kindness and service to one another that often go unnoticed and surely aren't known by everyone. All of this makes up the fabric of our beloved CCL community. Dr. Martin Luther King talked about beloved community too. And as we honor him on his birthday on Monday, there's a richness and a deep power in some of the concepts that he promulgated that I think can be guidelines for these days as well. Dr. King followed in the tradition of Gandhi. You probably all know, I remember the pictures and stories of him going to India to be in the room where Gandhi did a lot of praying and fasting, and asking each of us to be that non-violent person that we would like to meet everywhere, to be the change we want to see in the world. And we have for many years celebrated the Season for Peace and Nonviolence from January 30th to April 4th, and you'll hear more about that. But I thought maybe we could start it a little early, like right now. You've heard famous quotes by King, many, but I've decided to stick with love. Hate's too great a burden to bear. You can think about that, reflect on it. Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only the light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. You get to choose. I think Lou's got a song about that too. What is your gift to the world? What is the vibration that we're putting out? Because that vibration is the gift, is what's going into the collective. We get to choose. And I think now perhaps more than ever, we're invited to do the work on ourselves, to become that conscious, intentional being, the space where love that is the universe can appear, where we can ask ourselves when we're able to remember. Sometimes we react. The point is more and more noticing, being able to have a little moment to be able to say, does this come from an open heart? Is this, love or a call for love? Is my reaction from fear or from love? Important questions for us these days. We're in a time of great shifts. This process of transformation is going on everywhere, in all of us individually, in our community, in our country, in the world. Remember some of the things Paul Zelig said that I think might be helpful for us today too. The old will not support you in claiming the new. We cannot just look at history, look at our past, and continue to do that, to repeat that, to have something new. One of the requirements of change is this, having this new. And it's getting to be, he said this, Paul Zellick and the guide said this, I don't know, must have been several months ago. I don't remember whether it was before COVID or not. It can't be ignored anymore. But with this worldwide pandemic and now the events that have happened recently here, cannot be ignored. The times that we stand in as a civilization, the paradigms that are at work here are born in reaction of past thoughts, of past agreements, evidence of things that may be contrary to truth. And truth must now be revealed. We've been seeing some things through a faulty lens. We think there is an other, and we definitely think they are wrong. The understanding is that we're going through this passage from the old to the new. There are requirements for change. How do we lift ourselves in vibration so that consciousness is moving to new levels beyond what we have now? There's a lovely analogy about the balloon ride, and it's like just going higher, going higher. And as we go higher, we see differently. The vision you hold changes. Behold, I said, I make all things new. We transcend the old from being able to see it differently, to witness it from a higher perspective. Some examples of this, Mary Law is teaching a class on Thursday nights. And in that class, she did a meditation right after seeing angels around the Capitol, sending this golden light. You just shift your perspective a little bit to be able to be the gift and be contributing. Amma, I understand Reverend Julie was sharing, has the vision of sending petals of peace, just seeing petals of peace all over the world. We can let the divinity flow through and express. And in doing this, we then can say, behold, I make all things new. We need that new, that higher perspective. There is no real truth apart from love. That's where peace resides, unshakably centered in an open heart. That's how we transcend this confusion, anchored in this open heart. It isn't easy. It hasn't always been easy for me, let's say that, but it's necessary for all of us. I remembered my favorite Joel Goldsmith quote here, just an aside. First, you have to know that glass is made from sand. Everybody in the world may know that, but somehow that hadn't penetrated to me. So that's why this quote is so special to me. And Goldsmith talked about spirit or love within us. Everybody does, but he said, this spirit, this love is not like a raisin in cereal, but as sand is in glass, that which makes it what it is. This divine we're talking about, this connection with God, is not just over in this one little part here. It is suffused all through. It is what makes us what we are. The sand is in and through all the glass, and the glass gives a particular form to the sand. Eric Butterworth says you live and move and have your being in God, who is being itself. Thus you are being you. The whole meaning of life, he says, is that we're in, and so many people say this in various ways, but we're in the process of becoming that which we innately are already. So you see the paradox of the one and the many. It looks like we're moving and growing towards something. That something is already the truth of who and what you are. I know who you are in truth. I know what you are in truth. I know how you serve in truth. Eckhart Tolle has a post. You are not in the universe. You are the universe, an intrinsic part of it. Ultimately, you're not a person, but a focal point where the universe is becoming conscious of itself. Martha Creek has a card. I have several Martha Creek cards on my desk. Go into the darkness and shed light. That's a charge for us today. When I went back to look at up some quotes from Martin Luther King to share, I found a talk about the beloved community that I did several years ago. And in it, this quote from a dear friend of many of you, Reverend Paul Hoyt's wife, Diane. And she had written, "Truth is within. I hear the calling. It is now time to do my work, the only work that ever really matters, which is to bring myself back into alignment with the truth of who I am." This is a work of each of us. It's the work that's in front of all of us. Thomas Troward says, no one else can grow for us. We must each grow for ourselves. I spent a lot of early years thinking maybe I could do that for people and help and encourage, or here at home, nag. I think it got used that word instead. But we can't. We can inspire, we can show, we can invite. But you have to choose. We each have to choose. What is our gift to the world? What is the vibration that we choose to be right now? And when we're aligned with the divine within, this sand that's all through the glass, then we see with this perspective of love, we have this divine guidance. We don't usually get the whole thing, but you get the next step. And it's aligned with wisdom, then taking the guidance that I think will be our salvation. We may have to stop and notice our breath for a while. You know, there are many kinds of breathing. Just somehow slowing the breath, or alternate nostril breathing, or lots of different things. Something that brings you present so that that choice is available and you can remember. Maybe we have to turn off the TV and go for a walk or chant. Reverend Julie Fisher is chanting in the mornings from now until the inauguration at 8 a.m. I put it in our All CCL. There's a link there. Come and join us. Or join I saw someone call a revolution of calm. Mary Reed has suggested every time, certainly in her last talk was in October, you can go look on our YouTube channel for it, where she talked about being that peace, that stillness, the calm, where all these chaotic energies can rest. So I was listening to a meditation teaching with Mary Reed this week. And she shared a little snippet of a conversation that she'd recorded, where when she started channeling, she's channeling a huge, like arena-sized group of divine beings. So including everybody maybe you ever thought about. It called Consensus. And this person said, you know, is my role simply to hold consciousness for this process, for the field? And Consensus says, why do you say simply hold consciousness? You minimize the value of being the divine presence when you do that. Yes, your role is to hold space, they said, not just for Mary, not just for others, but for you. And this is true for every person, for all of us. You're here listening. So it's true for you. You hold that space. You become the divine witness as you align with your divinity, as you over and over open these channels, as you see this alignment with the divine. You become that place of presence. It's what's called for in the moment, this divine presence, divine witnessing. You come into the presence of wisdom, of love, so that you can embody it. How is peace going to come to the world if it doesn't come through us? I have a poem that I learned in the mystery school with Jean Houston. And I may have said it here from time to time, I don't know, but I know over the last several years, I've brought it several times. You know, I prepare things, but I haven't used it. It didn't feel right. And it feels right today. It's a poem, The Sleep of Prisoners. It's a play, actually, that Christopher Fye did. The human heart can go to the lengths of God. Dark and cold we may be, but this is no winter now. The frozen misery of centuries cracks, breaks, begins to move. The thunder is the thunder of the flows, ice flows. The thaw, the flood, the upstart spring. Thank God our time is now, when wrong comes up to face us everywhere, never to leave us till we take the longest stride of soul we ever took. Affairs are now soul size. The enterprise is exploration into God. Where are you making for? It takes so many thousand years to wake, but will you wake for pity's sake? Affairs are now soul size. The enterprise is exploration into God. Where are you making for? It takes so many thousand years to wake, but will you wake for pity's sake? So be however you are, accept however you are, however you're feeling, whatever's going on. But in that acceptance, in that non-resistance, the love and the peace that we call God can come into a world that seems to need it very much right now. Another card from Martha Creek. The world changes every time I choose peace. That peace and love can come through a beloved community such as this one, this Center for Conscious Living. And maybe as we each learn to come from an open heart, the world can also become a center for conscious living. We are very blessed to be together. I am grateful to be here with you. Anna, this last, Kathy Miller has it on the end of her emails. I found that on Facebook years ago, but do not be dismayed by the brokenness in the world. All things break, and all things can be mended, not with time, as they say, but with intention. So go, love, intentionally, extravagantly, unconditionally. The broken world waits in darkness for the light that is you. There is no question in my mind that you are that light. Go shine it. God bless you.
Oh, thank you. Let us take a sacred pause and just take in those beautiful words. Before we do the offertory, thank you, thank you, thank you. The gratitude, I hope, Reverend Carol, you can feel the gratitude from each and every person here and every person that you've touched through the years. And if you join me in saying the blessing of the offering, please. Thank you, God, for the abundance that is mine to share. I bless this gift and give it to thee in gratitude and joy, knowing that as I give, I do receive. You'll find our donation information on your chat. Just a minute.
I guess it's my turn. I originally had another song in mind, but this is by special request of my lovely guru and minister.
Don't you know love is all around you, surrounding you with all you ever need to realize your dream. Can't you see? Love is here to ground you, to astound you, and it's just a breath away. Don't you know you are here to be the light? So be the light. It's all you ever need to realize your dream. Can't you see? Light is always with you. It is you, and it's just a breath away. Oh, it's just a breath away. Eyes and inhale life and breathe. Be aware and look around Don't you know God is all around you, surrounding you with all you ever need to realize your dream. Can't you see? God is your eternal life, and there's just this life, and it takes my breath away. God is just a breath away. Don't you know that peace and joy breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Yeah, yeah, love is breath away. God is just a breath away.
Thank you, Lou. Thank you. Beautiful. Perfect. So this is our blessing. Certainly a blessing for anybody that might be joining us for the first time. Certainly a blessing for Susan Doty, anybody else who's had a birthday, having a birthday, and for all of us, for each and all of us. As we invite you to hold up your hands in blessing, as we say, welcome to this Center for Conscious Living. We are a heart-centered spiritual community, and we open ourselves to you in love. We recognize the perfection of God within you. We celebrate the joyous being that you are. You are a radiant point of light, and we are blessed by your presence. Welcome home. And this Mastermind Covenant, another name for this all-pervading love and light and wisdom. The prayer. I'll tell you the responses. Knowing there is a power, intelligence, and wisdom greater than my own, and knowing it is responsive to my every thought, word, action, and feeling, say aloud, I acknowledge. Surrendering to the power of this mastermind consciousness, knowing I am guided and assisted past any limited perception to God's truth within, now say, I surrender. Knowing forgiveness is the key to change, I now forgive myself and others for all mistaken judgments, and I open the door to unconditional love by saying, I forgive. Realizing that my life is the creation of my own thoughts, I now choose to fill my mind with thoughts that are positive, loving, and beautiful. And I allow my life to reflect that choice by saying, I choose. Holding this consciousness for the Center for Conscious Living, we now thank God for the continued prosperity of this spiritual community and for everyone. For myself, I now go within to the silence of my own mind as I ask for my own specific requests, knowing the universe always says yes. Please repeat after me. I accept. With a thankful heart and knowing that all I have asked in the name of the Mastermind is now given to me, I say, thank you, God. And in this covenant, the love of God unfolds me. The mind of God inspires me. The Spirit of God enlightens me. The power of God encircles me. I am in God and all is well. For I'm enthusiastic, excited, expectant, and at peace. And you can say to one another, I'm grateful God has heard you. So, a couple of announcements. If you're not on the mail list, and if you haven't already heard these, why put your name in the chat and we will, or send something to CCL in Morristown. Is that right? CCL? No, Center for, what is it? CCL in Morristown at AOL, that's it. And we'll put you on the mail list, and then you won't have to, you can hear these it'll be the second or third time when you hear us on Sunday, because you will have already read it. There are 2 classes coming up in February. I'm very excited, and they'll both be beautiful for you. One is the Reverend Uda Maria Sadia, who is coming to us from Wisconsin to share her love and light of the Aramaic Lord's Prayer and all of the things that she's learned over the years through this. That'll be on Wednesday, starting February 3rd. And then Mary Law is doing a Living in Prosperity class. Michael assisted Michael Rogers. Their beautiful description of it, and Mary does a lot of sharing energetic boosts as well. Michael, are you going to be saying anything about that class? I don't know if Mary's on this morning. She's welcome to if
Mary is here.
you have to say something, Mary. I can't find you. There's 4 pages here of folks. There she is.
I can't hear her. Can't hear you.
No.
I would love to say something.
Okay,
I
go,
was
Michael.
assisted with Mary in classes for so long, and I loved each and every one of them. And it's the next level of it. They're so beautiful, her classes, and she's so inspiring and so gentle with everybody. You just feel so loved and appreciated, and the messages are so pure and clear that it's love, and it's just, you feel so loved. And she records classes and will send them to you after, so you get to work with them all week long and just allow it to download and uplift you. Every class I have attended with Mary, I am so uplifted after. And now the living in abundance, it's like, yes, that's for me. That perfect health, perfect wealth, perfect happiness, and perfect wholeness, that's for me. And she delivers it in such a loving and clear way. And there are angels and guides, there's master teachers and avatars, and you know they are present. And you just allow your heart to be uplifted. So it's love. Be there. It's our universal superpower is love. And Mary is just such an instrument of that. So thank you, Mary, and thank you. Please be a part of it.
So contact the office, or you can pay for either of these classes on our website, or call the office, or however we can assist you. Thank you. See, Mary turned her microphone off on purpose so Michael could say all that great stuff. I just was looking, it's the 3rd Monday, so that's the men's group. We'll be meeting tomorrow. And the Julie's chanting is in our newsletter that went out. She's been doing it every morning at 8 o'clock. She'll do it through the inauguration, and then we'll see if she's guided to do more. It's just 20 minutes, but it's Chants for Peace. So you can look that up in our newsletter. And Haji, and we've got a wonderful new group forming, and Haji is here today, and maybe could share a little bit about our BIPOC Sacred Healing Circle.
Yes. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
And I just have to say, Reverend Carol, I love you so much. Very emotional. So yes, a week from today, we will be gathering those of us that identify as Black, Indigenous, or people of color. We are forming a new group. It's really, the intention is to create a place where we can gather, commune, and affirm the spiritual truth of our being, and really decolonize our minds and our hearts so that we can live the fullest expression of our identities in this human experience. So the first gathering will be really just to talk through what the intentions of the group will be and how frequently we'll meet, that type of thing. So if you identify as Black, Indigenous, or person of color, please join us. It'll be 11:30 a week from today. And the link will be sent out, I believe, in the newsletter for this upcoming week. Thank you.
Thank you, Haji. Thank you very much for doing that. And then here's a note in the chat about contacting Marty or June to be a part of the upcoming season for peace and nonviolence. And they're having a planning meeting this week. So put your names in the chat or contact them. And anything else? I think we're, oh, if you have not rejoined this beautiful organization, this wonderful beloved community, please do so. Send in your name, your email address to the office, and we'll consider you joined, and then we'll have some kind of a celebration going forward. Okay.
Reverend Carol,
Yes.
I just want to mention, I received an email this morning from the center in Philly. They are requesting people to join them in a meditation on Wednesday before the inauguration. So if anybody's interested in that, just contact the office and I can forward the information to you.
Thank you. Yes. I don't know what time theirs is. Julie says is 8 o'clock in the morning for the chanting. Okay. Mr. Dopey, Mr. Ludo.
Time for the CCL National Anthem.
God is all there is. All there is God. Raise a voice in devotion. All there is God. God is all there is. Love is all there is. All there is love. Raise my arms, I adore you. All there is love. Love is all there is. All I need is God. God is all I need. Raise a voice in devotion. Raise my arms, I adore you. Give my life, I surrender. All I need is God. God is all there is. God is all there is.
Thank you, Lulu, for sharing the truth through your beautiful music. And Reverend Michael Rogers and our concluding affirmation.
Okay, so please unmute yourself and join in with me.
Yeah, this has been a special request from somebody, so we're going to try it and see what happens. We've done it a couple times and it's a little bit,
We'll do it. We'll do it.
Just repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening to me right now.
Something
Something
wonderful is
happening
happening
to me right now.
Beautiful. It is this thing called life.
It is this thing called life.
Life is in my body.
Life is in my body.
Life is in my mind.
Life is in my mind.
Life is in my feelings.
Life is in my feelings.
Life is in all my activities.
Life is in all my activities.
I receive it.
I
receive it.
I share it.
I share it.
I am it.
I am it.
And I accept it.
I accept it.
Just the way
that it is.
Just the way
Way
that it is.
Thank you, life.
Thank you, life.
Thank you, Reverend Carol.
Thank you, Reverend Carol.
And accepting all these gifts together, we say,
Hallelujah.
Bless you, everyone. Gift.
Good to see everyone.
Thank you, Reverend Carol.
Yes.
Thank you. Love you.
Carol, we love you.
Thank
That's
you.
what we love.
Love you.
Thank you, Reverend Carol.
Oh, Reverend
Hi,
Carol.
everybody.
Hi.
Blessings.
You're
everybody.
amazing, Reverend Carol. Love you. Love everybody.
Love you.
Love you all.
Thank you, Reverend Carol.
Have a blessed week,
you.
everyone. Everyone.
Oh, baby.
Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone.
Baby, where's a baby?
Is that you, Selena?
Baby, Loretta.
oh, Selena's here. Good
Hey,
job.
kids.
Hi,
Hi, everybody.
Reverend
Hi,
Al.
Lorraine.
Hi.
And
Hi,
you
Mary.
have your hand up.
Hi, Shara.
Say something. No, that just happened.
Hi, Reverend Kevin. Hi,
Look at the baby. How beautiful.
Hi, Urgie.
Where's the baby?
Hi, Loretta.
Carmen. Carol.
Hi, Deb.
Hi, Loretta.
Renee. Cassandra.
Carol.
Thank you. Cassandra, I got your note.
Blessings,
Hi,
Love you,
everyone.
Reverend
Felicia.
Carol.
Hi, Debbie.
Maggie.
Look at that, sweetie.
Hi, and Debbie Wilkinson.
Hi, Reverend Al.
Hey, Virgie, I like your heart. Hi, Bobby.
Oh, there's the baby. Now I see.
Hi, Arlene.
You see the baby? We're all like, look at the baby.
He was there too.
Hi, baby.
Hi, Renee. Renee.
Hey, Michael, love you.
Thank you so much.
Hey.
Hi,
Michael,
856.
such a wonderful job.
Hey, Arlen.
Hey,
Hi,
Renee.
Your heart.
Hey.
Hi, Marty.
Hey, Patricia.
Alan.
Hi, Haj.
Hey,
And
Patricia, love your heart.
Oh. Who's down in there? Hi,
Hey, June.
lots of love.
Selena.
Oh,
Hey, Regina.
Martin.
hi, Chuck.
Hi, Peggy.
Hi, Sherry. Hi,
Chuck.
Peggy.
Rich.
Hi, Melanie.
Hi, Kathy.
Blessing to us all.
Ann. Hi,
Hey,
Mary.
guys.
Aw.
Love you all.
Cassandra.
Hi,
Love.
Hi,
Annie. Juanita.
Have
Woohoo.
a blessed week, everyone.
Yes, you too,
Ralph on
Arlen.
the bed.
Love to the boys.
Thank you.
Hi, Mark and Lynn.
Hi, Sherry.
Gary. Hi, Sherry.
Hi, Marty. Hi, Will.
Hey, Cher.
Hi,
Hi, guys.
Hi,
Hey,
Cindy.
Stephen, you're upside down.
There's the whole family there.
He's doing headstands. He's so excited.
That's pretty amazing. Are you levitating, Stephen?
Oh, he did a cartwheel.
Woohoo!
Good job, Steven.
How can I be upside down?
You're so
I don't know.
acrobatic. I love it.
My
Maybe
mind
it's
thinks I
us
can
who's
do
upside down.
cartwheels too.
I
That's funny.
Bye, guys. Love
Thank you, Reverend Carol.
Bye,
Thank
bye.
you,
Looking
Reverend.
forward to holding the light with
Service.
everybody this week. Bye.
Everyone.
Hugs to all.
Hello.